You know, that moment when your own teammate literally can't stand watching you play anymore. That's exactly what happened to Angel Reese during the Sky's heartbreaking loss to the Liberty. While Reese was busy missing layup after layup, cameras captured Kamilla Cardoso physically separating herself from the group every time Reese touched the ball. The body language was brutal, and it's all on tape. Is this the end of Reese and the WNBA? The Chicago Sky tell us in the comments below if you think the Sky should trade Reese away. Let's go today. The Chicago Sky are already collapsing from within. Fans are turning against the team. Kamilla Cardoso, oh no, free Kamilla Cardoso. She is tired of the Chicago Sky experiment. Tyler Marsh, once again, you are doing the rest of the league a favor. The Chicago Sky just made WNBA history, and believe me, this isn't the kind of record you want your name attached to. Through their first 2 games of the season, they have posted a negative 60-point differential. Let's be honest, that number sounds bad, but in WNBA terms, it's absolutely catastrophic. No team in league history has a team ever begun a season this badly. We're talking about a team that went from having a chance to make the playoffs to a complete disaster in just 48 minutes of play. Angel Reese had her worst game as a professional basketball player, and I'm not even trying to make it sound too dramatic. She was terrible, going 0 of 8 from the field and grabbing 12 rebounds, 8 of which I think were offensive. It was a terrible, terrible performance. You know what a minus 60 differential actually means? It means you're being blown out by an average of 30 points per game in a league where the worst team may start was about minus 40, making Chicago's performance 20 points worse than anything we've seen before. Let's start here. The worst plus minus in the entire WNBA is, you guessed it, Angel Reese. 9 out of the 14, bottom 14, are Chicago players. How is Angel running point guard going? 5 turnovers, 0 assists. I don't see Tyler Marsh winning Coach of the Year at the Liberty game. Usually games are decided by single digits, and the Sky are losing by margins that make you wonder if they belong on the same court as their opponents. The fact that New York entered the home arena and destroyed Chicago 99-74 says it all about how far this team has fallen. What's even more embarrassing is that the Liberty set their own WNBA regular season record with 19 three-pointers, which they couldn't miss from beyond the arc, while Chicago shot just 36. I assumed Angel Reese was concentrating on winning this season, but instead she was bringing the Chicago bravado to the promised land of golden restrooms and toilets while watching New York rain threes on their heads all night long. After trading for Ariel Atkins during the offseason, the Sky entered the season with legitimate playoff expectations. The plan was to pair Atkins' shooting with Angel Reese's rebounding to create a team that could compete for a postseason spot, but instead, they've created a situation where fans are losing by an average of 30 points and getting their ass kicked. This is why I'm struggling to understand the end destination of this journey and the winning that Angel Reese is talking about. Disparity between those preseason aspirations and this harsh reality can't be more pronounced. The Sky minus 60-point difference is the worst through a team's first 2 games in WNBA history. Of course, it was Angel Reese last night. She was blocked by Jonquel Jones, who simply wore her ass out. By the way, all those blocks when she got the ball back are offensive rebounds. That may be the most embarrassing WNBA clip ever. Unfortunately for Angel Reese, there are a lot of those. When you're shooting this poorly and allowing opponents to set records, you're not just having a rough patch, you're experiencing a complete system failure. The offensive struggles are evident, but the defensive breakdowns are equally concerning. Teams that fail this spectacularly this early typically see internal tensions start to boil over, which is exactly what happened during the Liberty disaster. Players' frustration quickly builds as they watch their teammates miss shot after shot while opponents celebrate record-breaking nights. captured every second of that tension. And what they revealed about the team's chemistry will shock you. Before we discuss Cardoso's response, let's talk about how awful Angel Reese was. Last night's game against the New York Liberty was one of the worst she's ever played and as a professional, and she missed all 8 of her shots, going completely scoreless from the field. However, that goose egg is only the beginning of her offensive struggles. She's shooting a pitiful 5 of 22 from the field overall, which translates to a shooting percentage that would make even high school coaches cringe. Missed layups are the exception rather than the rule in the NBA. Last night, Angel Reese played 27 minutes, had 12 rebounds, 8 of which came from the offensive end, went 0 for 8 from the field and scored 2 points. This is where things get really ugly for Reese. These aren't difficult shots either. We're talking about missed opportunities that should be automatic for any professional player. Are you beginning to understand why I make fun of this league? Only 4 of her 17 shoots from within 5 feet of the hoop have been converted, giving her a 23. She has been finishing at the rim. 5% shooting percentage on layups and close-range attempts, which means she's missing 3 of every 4 shots, while she's essentially standing beneath the basket against the Liberty fans who watched in shock as she missed several layups that left her teammates shaking their heads on the side. All this is part of the myth that I'm supposed to believe that Angel Reese is a fantastic player who is Caitlin Clark's rival, and that Indiana Fever fans taunted her with racial epithets, and that people are believing that Angel Reese is some sort of successful big-time basketball superstar is a myth and a lie. You have to be a member of a religious cult to believe that she is. To make matters worse, Reese leads the WNBA in turnovers with 10 turnovers in just 2 games. Every time she touches the ball, there's a real chance that she will give it to the opposing team. These aren't just simple mistakes either. We're talking about reckless passes and lost dribbles that give opponents easy scoring opportunities. Her teammates are watching possessions disappear because their alleged star players unable to hold on to possession. The stats show how significantly below average Reese's performance is when you compare her offensive efficiency to that of other players in the league. Most WNBA forwards shoot about 45% from the field, but Reese shoots 22. Give me that, she says, adding, how about another persistence trying to pay off Jones gets a piece? Angel Reese won't give up. The 7% gap isn't just concerning, it's historically bad for a player with her expectations and role on the team. Joe Reese picks it up on the bench with the miss. One fan tweeted, is this real or looped somehow, highlighting how ridiculous the sequence looked. The video immediately sparked accusations of stat padding, with critics questioning whether she was more focused on getting rebounds than actually making shots. Angel Reese can rebound, has an attitude, and has trolled Caitlin Clark into some sort of relevance. Additionally, there is this racial protection of Angel Reese somehow. Jones with another block, the viral moment that had everyone talking, showed Reese missing multiple layups in succession even after grabbing her own offensive rebounds. Important, and when something bad happens to her, we're going to hear things like, well, she's struggling offensively because of all the stress she's dealing with. She's created this stress by trolling Caitlin Clark and trying to pick fights with Caitlin Clark and jumping up and getting in Caitlin Clark's face, and it's going to end in an embarrassing fashion. These offensive struggles aren't happening in a vacuum, though, because when your star player shoots 0 for 8 in a home game while missing gimme layups, team chemistry begins to break down, and you can see the frustration building on the bench as teammates watch scoring opportunities evaporate. Start losing faith in their teammates' ability to convert easy shots, the entire offensive system collapses, and that's precisely what the cameras captured with Kamilla Cardoso during the Liberty game. The person who should be hurling angry outbursts at the Chicago sky is this woman right here. Kamilla Cardoso is posting herself online and gets a switch from Natasha Cloud. The cameras captured everything that happened during that Liberty disaster, and what they showed about Kamilla Cardoso's frustration will make you wonder, I'm Kamilla Cardoso, I'm upset with how this offense is looking with. If I'm Kamilla Cardoso, I'm upset that I still can't manage to get an entry pass. If I'm Kamilla Cardoso, I'm upset that I still have to deal with this type of amateurism in the WNBA. The Angel Reese shoot, miss, 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 shoot. And this is where Kamilla Cardoso physically distanced herself on the group, on the bench, every time she touched the ball and missed another shot. She wasn't being subtle either. When Reese missed her third consecutive shot attempt in the third quarter, Cardoso's shoulders dropped as she moved from sitting with the team to making space between herself and the other players. For a player who is respected throughout the league for her professionalism, this kind of public display of frustration speaks volumes about how broken things really are. Cardoso, pass it out. Look at Kamilla Cardoso on the bottom of your screen here. Pass it out, kick it out, let me shoot a midi. How many attempts do we need at the same shot over and over and over again? According to reports from Chicago, Kamilla Cardoso was sold on the signing of Tyler Marsh. Rumor had it that she wasn't thrilled about Teresa Weatherspoon using her the previous season, so when she heard that Tyler Marsh might be joining, she sniffed it out and laid out the game plan. Kamilla Cardoso was bought in, drinking the Kool-Aid and eating what Tyler Marsh was feeding her, but again, she was sold a false bill of goods. What's even more significant is that Cardoso doesn't typically display this kind of emotion during games. She has a reputation for remaining composed. In an interview with reporters following the game, veteran point guard Courtney Vanderloot didn't sugarcoat the team's problems, saying, "A lot of them are just dumb plays offensively. We haven't found a groove yet, a little out of rhythm. It will come with time. We have to work on our chemistry offensively." Vanderloot also pointed out their spacing issues, saying, "We are at a breaking point. Regardless of what's happening on the court, when a player with that kind of temperament can't hide her disappointment on live television, you know the situation has reached a breaking point." Attempting to determine space. We have yet to determine the best way to position our post guys to best serve us. Seeing Kamilla Cardoso literally walk towards the New York Liberty bench last night, saying things like, "Hey, Brianna, Sabrina, scoot over a little bit. Let me take a seat. Hey, Sandy, is there any room on the bench for me? Can you guys use an extra player? Can I switch jerseys and see how I fit on this team?" is the worst thing about Kamilla Cardoso. These aren't team statements. The Sky are doing the exact opposite. Their body language reveals a team that has given up on each other just 2 games into the season. When your veteran leader calls plays dumb and admits the team's inability to figure out basic positioning, you're looking at a locker room where frustration is boiling over. The lack of cohesiveness is creating a toxic environment where players are getting in each other's way instead of working together. Successful WNBA teams find ways to create easier shots and maintain positive energy on the bench. While the Sky is falling apart on national television, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever just demonstrated to everyone how a true team handles adversity. The Fever lost to the Atlanta Dream earlier in the week, but they quickly rallied and defeated Atlanta in their rematch. Meanwhile, another team in the league is demonstrating exactly how chemistry should work when adversity strikes. The Bravado don't need skilled players throughout their roster. They have Angel Reese, according to the media. The Fever's reaction to that first loss tells you everything you need to know about their team chemistry. Rather than blaming teammates or expressing frustration, they used the loss as motivation to improve. You could see players like Lexi Hall, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell rallying around Clark during timeouts and in between plays. It wasn't just a win, it was a statement about what happens when players actually support each other instead of creating distance on the bench. I'm proud of our fight, the toughness that we displayed, our ability to stay together. These 2 women off the bench are going to be the most influential duo in the WNBA. Hands down. Hands down. These 2 ladies off the bench are going to be the most influential duo in the WNBA off the bench. They bring the energy, they bring the heat, they can score, they play defense. Let's be honest about the performance gap between these 2 supposed stars. Even though Clark had a relatively off night, she still scored 11 points, grabbed 6 assists, and grabbed 4 rebounds. Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull are the real deal. The difference in offensive systems tells the whole story. Indiana's coaching staff has developed a system that creates clean driving lanes and open shots for their players. The spacing works because everyone understands their role and executes it properly. Chicago's offense looks cramped and dysfunctional because players are getting in each other's way instead of working together. Compare that to Reese's 0-for-8 disaster where she couldn't buy a bucket from anywhere on the court. Clark's performance wasn't just about individual numbers either. Figure out basic positioning. You know the system is broken. You turn your back on your team and walk away from the actual basketball action. Yes, Kamilla Cardoso is not happy there in Chicago, and I don't blame her. This is just another year of the same nonsense. Social media was raving about Clark's comeback performance. Even LeBron James fan accounts were praising her leadership and resilience. The excitement surrounding Indiana's future is growing with each game, while Chicago fans are already demanding changes after just 2 games of the season. Indiana appears to be a team that is creating something special for the long term. Their players trust each other, their system works, and their star player delivers when it matters most. In contrast, the Sky are unable to even get through a home game without their own teammates displaying obvious frustration on the bench. One team is creating championship-level chemistry while the other is collapsing under the weight of their own dysfunction. This difference explains exactly why 25 belongs to Caitlin Clark and the Fever, not Angel Reese. And what I found most impressive about the Indiana Fever's performance against the Atlanta Dream was her imploding Sky. When your teammates can't stand to watch you play, it's time to face the truth about your game. Kamilla Cardoso's obvious frustration on live television tells you everything you need to know about where Angel Reese stands with her team. You can miss 8 consecutive shots and expect your teammates to keep believing in you. The Fever are creating something special while the Sky is collapsing from within. 2025 is looking to be Clark's year, so Reese needs to get her act together quickly. If you think the Sky should trade Reese away, please let us know in the comment section below. Like and subscribe so you don't miss anything. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.